Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with the Ghost of Molly McGee, Season 2, Episode 4. And I still haven't heard anything about episodes past Episode 5 yet, and that's concerning me. I'm worried that they're going to be on another hiatus because Disney doesn't know how to release shows. I don't want this series to go on another fucking hiatus. I'm so annoyed by that. You have no idea how annoyed I was last season when they did that shit. Multiple fucking times. This is why I don't like this entire batch release schedule, basically. It stresses me the fuck out. It's like, don't just release some episodes and then expect everyone to wait months or whatever for more. Just release them weekly. It's not that fucking hard. Release the episodes week by week. One episode at a time. Don't release 5 of them in one day. I hate it so much. I hate it. It also makes avoiding spoilers harder, so that makes it even worse. But anyways, so last time we got a soda to remember, and it was very important episode that basically spits in the face of everyone who thought like, oh, this series is just going to be episodic schlock. It's not going to actually go into any big stories. It's like, oh yeah, well, this season's proving you wrong on multiple counts now. We have a season-long story arc with the Chen family, and now we have set up for another with Scratch and his life prior to becoming a ghost. It's like, oh yeah, this is definitely setting up for actual storylines, and it's like, this is not... People were saying that Owl House ending was going to be like the end of story-driven cartoons for the time being on Disney, and it's like, that's clearly not the case. Y'all just wildin', I guess, for that. It's absolutely insane that people thought that and are just kind of instantly proven wrong. Hell, this was technically before Owl House even ended, so... But yeah, so I don't know what to expect going forward. I'm just hoping we get some Andrea. Like, I just really want some Andrea. Like, this is the 4th episode in the season, and we have not seen her. I want some goddamn Andrea. Like, we've had Libby, and I love Libby, but I want Andrea as well. Andrea is one of my favorites. She is so fucking funny. Please, just give us Andrea. I will... I don't know. I don't know. If there's no Andrea in this entire first set of 5 episodes, I'm going to be annoyed. I mean, I guess let's just find out, because I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's going to happen at all. Let's just find out. So when the screen fades black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie, and I will see you... I was almost going to do my outro. I'll see you at the reaction. I don't know what's going on today. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, this was a really good one. And both segments for different reasons. I'll start with Always Sunny in Sunnyland, because I want to talk about the other one a little more. This had a good message that that everyone in the family or group or whatever deserves to enjoy themselves. That if one person is putting themselves through the ringer to make sure everyone else has fun, it's not really right. because that person deserves to have fun too. That person deserves it as well. It shouldn't just be like one person sacrificing themselves to make sure everyone else is having a good day. It should be mutual. And I don't entirely blame the rest of the McGees and Libby and all, because they definitely weren't like thinking about that at all. They weren't like going on like going through all of this to upset Molly or anything, or to put her through it. It's just they were just excited about this idea because it was something that was raising their spirits after a big disappointment. And it's like, I get that. They were having fun. But the fact that they still went out of their way to apologize to her and say that we should have thought about you and how much effort and work you were putting into this, and you deserve to have fun too. It's like, that's still really nice. It's great to see them like giving that message and putting forward that idea for her. It's like, you have to realize basically, and it kind of goes to like what the actual Sunnyland would be too, and just all kinds of places like that. Any kind of place where you would go where you would have fun and like get excited about going. It's like, you got to realize that the people who work there are people. Don't take advantage of them. Don't try to overwork them, or don't take them for granted. They're people, and they deserve to enjoy their time there too. A lot of the people who work at theme parks, you know what they do on their off time? They probably enjoy the theme park. They probably go on rides and enjoy their time there too. And they do need to have that off time, because if they overwork themselves, it's not going to be good for anyone. It's not going to be good for them and their mental and physical and emotional health. And it's not going to be good for the people who they're trying to help at the theme parks or anywhere else. So, yeah. It's a lesson that, yeah, it is shown in a very direct, specific way here, but can be applied to almost any situation where you would go out like that. Even if it's not a theme park, like a concert venue or something. Let's say you go to a convention. Speaking as someone who works at a convention, I would appreciate it if more people would show some appreciation for the people who work there. But yeah, it's just like, it's a simple thing. And it's just, I feel like it's a really good message to teach here. But then, speaking of good messages and good themes and everything, let's talk about a period piece. So, when Turning Red came out, it was made very clear that the entire movie and the ideas behind it and everything, a lot of it was meant as an allegory for having a period. Like that idea was even literally thrown into the film's plot at one point. The point, the idea of having a period was a big deal, and there are some people who hated that for some fucking reason. I have no idea why, because it's like they couldn't even explain it well. It's like, why did you hate that? It's like, oh, because kids shouldn't know about periods. It's like, yes, they should. What? It's like, kids should definitely know about periods. You should definitely have them prepared for that, so that when it happens, they're not fucking terrified out of their minds. It's like, oh, your kid comes up to you, Mommy, I've been bleeding out of my vagina. Kids probably don't use that word, but still, you get the idea. It's like, what are you gonna fucking tell them? You're gonna explain it then? You're gonna put them through the fear of death? And then explain it? No, just tell them beforehand. Get them prepared. Like, clearly, the parents in this series did. Like, my God, thank God that the parents in this series are so good. Well, for the most part. Um, can't say that about Andrea's parents, but hell, at least she, assumedly, presumably knew about it ahead of time too. Um, it didn't imply otherwise, at least. But it's like I don't understand the people who think that's a bad thing. That makes no sense. It is just entirely positive to get your kids prepared for that. And it's like they were upset that like the movie Turning Red showed like pads and like directly talked about it pretty much, and it's like, why? Again, this is something kids should know about because it's going to happen. It blows me away, and so I'm happy that we have something else, another animated project, even if it's a series and not a movie. Honestly, especially that it's a series and not a movie. I like that we have this other animated project showcasing this. And yeah, it doesn't shy away from it. It like it talks about needing stuff like pads and whatnot. It's very direct and very respectful. And I love that. I just love that so much. Again, I'm a trans woman, and I'm not on HRT, so I don't have periods. If I were on HRT, I would, but unfortunately, I'm not able to be yet. So I don't know what this experience is like. I cannot speak from any kind of personal viewpoint here. I can only go based on what I've heard friends and other people say. I can only speak to their experiences and what I know of them. But that's just an outsider's perspective still, so keep that in mind. I love that they're doing this. I love that there's multiple animated projects that have been doing this. This is such an important thing. And I hope this helps so many kids. I really do. Whether they be cis female, trans male, non-binary, no matter what, I hope this helps so many kids who have to deal with this. And I just hope that they continue to have shows and movies and stuff touch on these topics in order to help them through it. It's such a good thing. But even beyond that, this episode was really, really good because we saw the idea of Molly being like, or feeling like she was a third wheel. Basically, she was experiencing FOMO, fear of missing out. She, unlike Libby and Andrea, had not had her first period yet. And she felt like because Andrea was bonding with Libby through this and helping her through this, really genuinely too, like Andrea, like, goddamn girl, you were just like, your development's amazing. You're doing great, girl. But Molly felt left out, and she felt like because they were bonding, she wasn't being allowed to be part of their friend group anymore unless she also grew up with them. So she tried to force the idea by, dressing up and putting on makeup and stuff, and it's like, did not work out too well. But luckily, Andrea and Libby never meant for that to come across at all. Like, they're like, no, we're still your friend. We're still your best friends. It's like, that's just how it is. It's like, it's literally just Andrea helping Libby through this because it's her first period. It's a big deal. It's a big moment for her. Molly was making this all about herself, all about this perfect sleepover idea she had. And when it wasn't going according to plan, she felt like she was being left behind. When that was never the case. And it's like it's hard to watch knowing that, but at the same time, it's like it's really good for Molly to learn these lessons and to go through this stuff. And it's like I'm just like really I'm really enjoying this season. They're really doing some great stuff here. Andrea was great in this episode. Not as bombastic as I was expecting, surprisingly. I thought she was gonna before I realized what was going on. Obviously, I thought this was gonna be just a sleepover. I thought Andrea was gonna be a lot more bombastic, but actually, she was very down to earth in this one, which again I like because it shows her development. It shows that again, she was trying to genuinely help Libby just get through this. I love that so much. That's so good. Like I love Andrea. She's such a good character. She's had some great development already, and I can't wait to see where else she goes in the future. It's like it's so good, so good. Um, but tell me in the comments below, what did you think of episode 4 of The Ghost and Molly McGee, season 2? Let me know down below. And for now, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.